Um,
Has he
basically.
evolved?
It's like Scrappy Doo
Oh,
became
he's
a
definitely
grandpa.
involved. Looking at that, that's got to be, oh, jeez, long time ago. Years. That's okay.
Oh, it looks like a
It's
mix.
cool.
It looks like a mix of Scrappy and Omni-Man from Invincible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit, kind of.
Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned, my friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. coffee's so good, it's scary.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You're watching Splash Pages. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. And we got an awesome show scheduled for you today. We're going to be just switching things up a little bit. It's not going to be a regular Splash Pages. We're going to, just shake it up, shake it up, shake it
So
up,
we're
right?
going to have an irregular Splash Pages tonight is what you're saying, Leo?
Yeah, but hopefully it becomes more regular.
Irregular yet regular.
Yeah, we're going to feed it to Metamucil.
Okay. It's very very cleansing.
Indeed. How you doing, my friend?
Glad to hear it. I'm glad to be here, of course, here on Tuesday night on the great show Splash Pages. We're like the best thing east of Bikini Bottom. I mean, everyone knows it.
Oh, totally. You know what could be even better is if I can figure out how to record Drew as he's
Yes, indeed. And this is when the lip sync is actually accurate. So, hello there, everyone. Yes, one day Leo is not going to tell me, and I'm going to literally quote our entire intro with all my celebrity impressions because I've watched it that much to the point where I have so much to say about everybody.
What I'm going to do
It's
is
scary.
I'm going to stop the video and have the camera on you like mid intro. I think I'll do it.
Just maybe if you do it right around the Lou Ferrigno part, I feel like that is when I just really get into it because it's not, hello, this is Brian Johnson, and you probably stumbled onto this and thinking it's porn, but it's not. You are indeed watching The Dorkening. Yeah, especially it'd be funny if I do any of the female parts because it's very simple. But whatever. This isn't about me. Hi guys, welcome to Splash Pages. We're award winning. Watch us.
Woo!
Woo!
Hey, and we have a very, very special guest, the most awesome Tim Jones. How's it going, my friend?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You're very welcome.
You're always welcome.
I felt
Yes.
those.
You slide down in your seat and you can't really realize how much your underwear slides right up the crack of your ass.
All righty.
I'll be all right.
There you
Every
go.
time.
So, Tim, for those watching or listening, where are you from and why are you here?
Okay. I'll answer the first one. I am from Smithville, Rhode Island. I'm originally from Massachusetts, but I live in Smithfield. I've been here, Rhode Island, for 30-something years. So, so that's where I reside right now. And I'm here visiting all you guys, talking to you crazy cats.
Oh yeah, and you run a little thing called Sour Grapes Comics.
Yeah, I have a comic strip called Sour Grapes, self-syndicated across the country.
Where across the country, Tim? Tell us. We're all so riveted.
Well, it is. Let's see. A lot of papers in Rhode Island.
Okay.
Papers in Massachusetts. We think for a minute now. Massachusetts. Let's see. Georgia. Texas, New Mexico, and California.
Awesome. So kind of a plethora all over the place.
Yeah, I've been very lucky. And hi, Jeremy. I've been very lucky to be still getting into papers. It's in 33 right now.
That's awesome.
That's
and
awesome.
Thank you. And with everything that's going on with COVID and all that stuff, I've been very lucky to just keep getting into newspapers and that. So, and when COVID was at its height, I was even luckier not to lose any newspapers. They were still publishing and that. So things have been good. So
awesome. So what is it about sour grapes that you think that people are attracted to? What is the concept, and like who are you trying to reach with this?
Everybody's got problems, especially me.
Mm-hmm.
And so Aesop, who's the main character, is a miserable flying dog, and he just is surrounded by these friends of his that have these problematic days and problems and troubles and worries and complaints and stuff, and he seems to be the recipient and to all these things. So it's kind of a weird angle that I've come up with over the years to point out that everybody has these this thing called problems in their lives, these bad days, these
sour grapes.
Exactly, that sour grapes. That's exactly right. So I decided just to poke fun at it, and so far so good.
Nice. And
Aesop's
and it's so.
Go ahead.
Okay. No. Finish your thought, Tim. This is your beat, so explain it to the floor.
I normally can't finish my thoughts, so let's see what I can do. No,
okay.
Aesop is become a popular character, and he kind of embodies the whole idea of sour grapes, and what sour grapes means. Sour grapes is actually a derivative of an Aesop's fable called The Fox and the Grape, and so that's where they got the term sour grapes from. And
okay.
I found this out by just by chance when I came up with sour grapes years ago, and I Googled the title to make sure nobody else had it, and sure enough, lo and behold, it was a derivative from The Fox and the Grape, an Aesop's fable, and my character's name is Aesop, and I just kind of flipped out and said, you know what, that's it right there. So so it kind of stuck. Nice. So
plus Aesop has been dead for so long, he's not going to sue you for copyright, so you're good there.
Well, unless Disney buys it, right?
That's right.
Oh, right. At this rate, yeah, Disney would, right? Disney's Aesop fables.
Jeremy's in the chat room. We love you, Jeremy. He says, sup all you crazy cats. Hi, Tim. Long time no see. He want to know if
he already knows that.
Yeah. And Tim, you can control an audience.
It's because he makes you on every word. He's just got that nice, I'm like, what is he gonna say next?
I can control an audience, Tim, but I can't control my bowels. It's okay. Go ahead.
Listen, to each his or her own. We all got that problem. It's the older you get, the harder it is, or in some cases, the softer. But we're not going to go there.
That's right.
It's funny
very good,
right? So it was funny because I was reading some of your work, and it actually, Leo, we're always telling stories about you, and we virtually know nothing about Rich, except he's a clown, in the best way possible. I actually, you remind me, I did a comic in my school newspaper in college back in the day.
Oh, cool.
And it was called Under Different Circumstances. And it was just, I think it was just me drawing me as a ghost, like just Pac-Man style Blinky Ghost, interacting with people and talking about pop culture and just generally, fucking around with my friends. And I found it over, and I was just, when you, and I feel like, Tim, when you look at your older work, You can't like, oh, this is so cool. You have this memento. It's like, no, it's horrible. All I goes like, look at this line work. Look at that smudges. I could do that better now. Or what was I thinking? This is horrible. Or what was I thinking? This is so great. I know, exactly. As long as it's regular, who cares, right? Thank you, Jeremy. Got one fan there. And it's fun. The reason I bring this up is it felt so cool to every week check the school newspaper, and I collected every copy I have just to see my work. And people are like, wow, you did good. I'm like, you're reading this? You can read? At my college, this was a big deal. At any colleges is that now this is a big deal. People reading? Oh my gosh. I thought they could only tweet. Newspapers are, I think, an unsung part of comics that I feel like we don't really acknowledge a lot, because without them, we wouldn't have comic books, because that's where it all started. It started, a lot of the early characters in comics started in newspaper strips. Mm-hmm. I also know this because I did my thesis in comics in grad school, so don't let me start quoting that. We could be here forever. But so it's nice to see, it's nice to see, that artists like you are still using that medium, because a lot of people are like, who reads a newspaper? And I'm like, I do, when I can get my hands on it, right. At my parents' house, because I don't care. But, it's still nice to sit and read some comics. Beetle Bailey, Hogarth the Horrible, the Family Circus is still killing it. For years they've been killing it. They're still getting it. And I even remember my mom introduced Calvin and Hobbes to me, because she preserved back when they used to be in the newspaper, in the comics section, when they used to be in the strips. And that's how I used to get introduced to Calvin and Hobbes. So, it's nice to see the good old 4-panel medium, because people don't understand how difficult it is to really convey a story in 4 panels. Not 5, not 3, 4. Right. Pretty impressive. So kudos to you. Oh, that's my rant, guys. What do you got? That's my rant.
Well, in saying that, Drew, it's interesting. You start to think about Charles Schultz and Peanuts and Wizard of Id and Prince Valiant, and Tim, you started producing this.
Nobody read Prince Valiant.
Come on, you love that hair. It was awesome. I read Prince Valiant. Okay, I'm old. What can I tell you?
It explains the hair. So.
Yeah, and the receding hairline.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to joke.
No. But Tim, you came up with you started putting this out in 2013, correct?
Yeah, around there. It picked up speed at 2015, but it inception was about 2013. Yeah.
And were any of those people or those comics or what inspired you to do what you do?
Oh yeah, you nailed a bunch of them. Wizard of ID and BC was a big influence on my style. Yeah. And so Johnny Hart and all the classics. Hagar the Horrible. He was a good influence on me. But the 2 big ones for me are Garfield and Peanuts.
Okay.
And
you hate Mondays but love lasagna?
Yeah. No, I like lasagna. Yeah, I love lasagna and I hate Mondays. That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Don't we all?
Absolutely. And then how do you go and take you come up with a style, you come up and you say, okay, I can do this. I can put a little story together, like Drew said, in 4 little panels. How do you take that idea and that concept and be like, go to a newspaper and be like, hey, put this in the Sunday comics? How does that happen?
Well, are you asking how I get myself into the papers? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. How did you take your artistic concept and make it a business? How does that happen? Like for young people who are interested in that going forward, you are the most recent person. All those people are either long dead or they have 100 people that work under them and they're pretty much semi-retired.
Right. Well, I don't actually look at it as a business.
Okay.
I look at it as, you know, geez, that's a tough question. I look at it as these characters are always on my mind, especially Aesop, like always. So it's very personal to me, and so I want to put this comic strip out just to show. If you read the any of the strips that I have, it's something that happened in my life. You know, it's a weekly strip, so we'll say that week, which is usually the way I do it. And so you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Right? So with Mr. Rogers
of course,
would have a theme for the day, right? Whatever that theme was. You know, feel good about yourself or whatever. You had a bad day and this is what you can do to feel good about yourself. But what he always used to do is he used to put you on that trolley. And I'm just reading Jeremy. And he put you on that trolley and you went into make-believe and they would be dealing with that same theme, but in their realm. So that's basically what I do. Something happens to me or someone that I know or you know, something I experienced in that past week. And I put it into the folks in Sour Grapes and see how they handle it and how it affects them. So I'm gonna give you a little. Can I show you something?
Yeah, totally.
Go.
Look at that. You guys get a sneak peek of the one that's coming out this week. It hasn't hit the papers yet.
What? Look at these insider deets.
I just trying to hold it up straight, and it's backwards.
Awesome. Clear.
This is how I draw it. And so this is was starting to color it before I came on, so I'll be posting it on Facebook tonight. But
that's awesome.
Few mistakes, but that's okay. And
it's art.
Well, yeah. So Drew said, you know, it's art. It's hand drawn. It's, you know, a lot of people do like the digital comics, but I love that you know you still hand draw it. And sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your thought.
No, it's fine because I lost it.
You're doing great.
Like about a half an hour ago. No, that's how I do 60/40, just to touch on that point. So I ink it. I mean, I pencil it, I ink it, and I write in the words, and then it goes into Photoshop. I scan it in, and that's where I do the lettering, the coloring. I make the panels that you know, some of the ones that you were just showing. That's what they end up looking like. So, because I have to, when all is said and done, I got to save it as a JPEG, and that's what gets emailed to the newspapers.
Right.
So it's one big process.
See, now I'm getting an itch to draw again. Like I'm feeling it. I'm like, no, you got so much to do. It's like, yeah, but drawing. And I'm like, you got so much to do. Oh,
focus. Right this second, Drew. You could be drawing as we're chatting.
No, we're talking. I'm convinced if we make a good enough impression, we're gonna end up as 3 rocks in Aesop somewhere. Like we're gonna be 3 talking rocks. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one will have glasses, one will have long hair, and the other one will just be loud. And I'll be like, look, this is the second time I was animated, and not the first time I got killed.
You know, you just gave me an idea too. So.
There you
Boom.
go.
We'll see.
So it'll be
creative inspiration.
What is that island?
Easter Island.
Island of Takamaro.
Easter Island will all be Easter Island tikis.
Yeah. It's a tiki room. Why not?
You know, it's funny because those remind me of, you know, pet rocks that you were just talking about, with one's just got glasses, one's got hair, you know, whatever. Aesop actually has a pet cloud that I think was one of the ones that you showed, Leo. It's Ominous. And for some reason, Ominous has become like a fan favorite. So I have to make sure I show Ominous more often than I used to.
Okay. So he's the Wolverine of your, X-Men.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, the super.
But Aesop can understand him, but that's about it. Nobody, we see him say rumble, rumble, rumble. He's a little storm cloud, a dark storm cloud. It's when I used to draw years ago with Aesop, I always used to draw this little cloud in the background because I was influenced by Eeyore, who in a lot of pictures would have the cloud. So I was influenced by that. So I would always put a cloud in the background. He would be like following him around and stuff. And then one day I was just kind of like, you know what? I want Aesop. It'd be fun to have Aesop, who's a dog, who really isn't a dog, but he's a dog, and has a pet. And what would that pet be? Then I stepped outside the box and said, I'm going to have a cloud. Bring that cloud in and give him a collar and call him ominous.
Yeah.
So.
And it's always nice when you see that, because I also have a friend. He has his own style. I've known him for years in college. He lives in North Carolina, and he draws like these unique horror comics. When he's a big fan of films and whatnot, and he did this silent strip, and it was just similar to your style, Mr. Jones, and it was just all about Jason Voorhees, and like you're basically imagining that killing is a job for him. Like he goes in, he lives somewhere, he has a dog, and goes in, he clocks in, he talks to the other slashers, and he had a Kickstarter. And he was like, "Oh, you contribute this money, I'll put you in it." And I contribute the money, and he's like, in true and behold, there's me in a Ghostbusters shirt getting bludgeoned by Ghostface. So I was like, "Yep, I'm good. That's clearly me." He even name drops me, calls me a fucking intern, and kills me. And I'm like, "Sweet." And I showed it, and people were like, "Eh." And I was like, "You guys, Philistines. You have no appreciation for art."
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right? So
now who killed you, Drew?
That would be Ghostface from Scream.
Got it. So at least you had some classic.
And it's hold on a second. I think I still have and he drew me this here. And he gave me as like a fan thing.
Oh, wow.
Little Freddy chase, Freddy Ghost.
And I was like, that's really great. Yeah, I was like, that's great. And I'm like, yep, could have drawn me a little skinnier, but we're not going to go there. But yes, so his name is
Jeremy's
Bone
right.
Steel. He's a fantastic artist. Yep.
Cool.
Great artist, and support your arts, kids. You never know when you can get killed on. So I have seen me die.
Nice.
It was weird.
I put a little ticker at the bottom. But Tim, you're going to be at Rhode Island this weekend.
I am.
Wow.
I am so pumped that this show. First of all, the show is back, Rhode Island Comic Con, and so this is going to be all the people that had tickets from last time when it got canceled. Those tickets are being honored this time. So it's going to be all those people plus people that buy tickets now. So I think it's going to be booming.
Bring a lot of
copies. Really do. Yeah. They're playing it safe. You can't get in without a mask. So which is fine because Comic-Con who's not in a mask. But yeah, there's going to be. I'm going to be part of the National Cartoonist Society booth. It's right in the middle.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a huge booth, from what I understand. But so I'll be there with other syndicated artists that have been around a lot longer than I have, and very talented. And
come on, name drop, Tim. Name drop.
Okay. Let's see. Emily Druin, who actually, I think Leo knows Emily.
Sounds familiar.
She does Kids Con.
Okay, yeah.
She promotes Kids Con, which I'm going to be at the weekend after that up in Portland, Maine. So she's going to be there. Mark Parisi, who's syndicated cartoonist for Off the Mark, which has been around. It's a single panel cartoon. It's been around forever. He's also got a book series called Marty Pants, and he's in greeting cards, and you'll see him online and all kinds of stuff. It's really, really funny. So he's going to be there. Don Mathias, who's a cartoonist writer for a comic strip called P and Nizzles. And who else? Let's see. Dave London's going to be there. He does a strip called Pet Peeves with another friend of his, Pete Chianca. They're going to be there. I'll think of the other people in a minute, but it's sponsored by Wacom for the Wacom tablets, like the Cintiqs and that.
Oh, nice.
And so what they're going to do is a few of the people. Oh, Jen Lopez is going to be there. She does By the Yard comic strip. They're going to have a monitor in the booth, and so the guys that draw on the Cintiq tablets, you'll be able to see them drawing on that monitor, which is going to be really cool. So so it's neat that we're sponsored by that. That's a big company, and I know a few of the guys, including Mark and Don that I mentioned, draw using a Cintiq.
Yes,
I use a little one, and I'm not talking about my personal life. I use this one. This is a little tablet that I use. It's a Wacom, but this is $90 versus $3,000 that they.
The Cintiqs it's like an actual monitor as well. Like when you're drawing it, you actually see your own pen marks as of.
Yeah, that's your piece of paper. That's your iPad. That's your what you're drawing on. It sits right on your desk. It's amazing what you can do in these things. So it's going to be really really cool to see this happen. And I think there's going to be about 7 of us in that booth. I know I'll be there all weekend. Most of them are going to be there all weekend. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. In Rhode Island, I meet a lot of people and repeat customers, and it hits its weight in gold when someone comes up to me and says that they read my strip every week.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't need to make any money. That's
the reward.
That's the reward right there.
I mean, if you make money too, hey, bonus, right? So,
right.
Absolutely.
Right. So you have like printed books of the comics from like over the years, Tim, that people could buy at the event?
Yep, I do. I have half a dozen compilations and a couple of coloring books starring Aesop and Ominous. I try and put out a compilation every year. I was a little messed up with during COVID and stuff because there weren't any shows, so I didn't really put one together. But
do you have the cover of like the most recent one, like sitting right over there by any chance?
I think I sent it. I just sent it to Leo. I don't know if you got it or not, Leo, on Messenger.
Gets all the merch.
It's there. I sent it, but
he's such a media whore, that Leo.
It's because we let him do
it all
it
for himself.
We let him do it because he works the keyboard for us, because we can't do it. I know me.
Because I'm the monkey behind the keyboard. You know?
Yeah, listen. Well, if I was trying to do a keyboard, I'm gonna put the shades on and I'm just start belting Billy Joel or Elton John. That's my idea of a keyboard. There's work. Me, it's gonna be a show.
Come on, Drew. Let's do it together.
There it is.
And the chair.
I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you. I'm good. Thank you, Rich, for indulging that.
I just want to point out, if you're not going to be at Rhode Island Comic Con, there's links in the show notes up above or down below for Tim. And I believe you can order them from one of the links I shared there.
So Sour Grapes, the gang's all here.
That's the latest and greatest, yeah.
Gotcha.
Looks reasonably priced. You know.
It is. It's on sale for $10.
Whoa!
Come on down.
Leo, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. Sour grapes.
$9.95.
Yep. With a receipt in case you decide to return it. You red-haired cheap, you know what. Just kidding. We love you.
Jeremy wants to know, do you have ones with me in it? Sorry, my ego must know.
You look at nothing and you'll like it.
I drew the group that Jeremy was with a few years ago.
Previously,
and I put Jeremy and the gang in a comic strip, and it wound up in one of my compilations. So yes, I do. I will have those with me as well. So yes, if you go on my website, you'll see the list of the books and stuff. So you can, I'll have everything with me there. You can say their names. I'm okay. It's all right. We'll just we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
But yeah, I'll have everything. I unfortunately, the only thing I can sell at Rhode Island Comic Con at the booth is my books and art. I have T-shirts and stuff that I won't be selling there, but I'll have those at I have 2 more shows that I'm doing.
Are you going to be at Super
month.
Mega?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to be at Super Mega?
No, I've never done. I might check into that next year if they invite me. I'm doing invitation only from now on. Screw it.
Yeah.
Right. He's big time. He's going national this year.
Yeah.
Live his life.
So, but no, I'm going to be KidsCon on the 13th in Portland, Maine. And then I'm going to be at Northeast Comic Con Thanksgiving weekend up in Boxborough all weekend. So you can go on those websites and see all about it.
Okay, we'll definitely look into that.
Yeah. Not about it.
But
so absolutely. But I mean, I feel your energy for Rhode Island Comic Con. I feel like it's bubbling, and when you get there, it's just going to explode all over the table.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Rhode Island, for some reason, Rhode Island, I don't know what it is. Something cool always happens.
Okay.
At Rhode Island, before I was in the National Cartoonist Society, I would have my own table, and I would never get up from that table because if I did, I'd miss something.
Yeah.
And it was true. And there was a bunch of times where if I had left, I would have missed this, or I would have missed this person that came to the table, or whatever, or I missed being on a panel, or I missed, anything. I wouldn't have. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this time.
Yeah.
Who knows what come by? You don't know.
A mug full of hot chocolate or a mug full of deadly grounds.
Make sure your phone is charged to record all those happy memories. All
That's
I gotta
right.
say.
I gotta make sure I put film in my phone, as they say.
Boom. All right.
So a couple big things. Actually, let me close my windows here.
Let us transition to the other half of the show.
Yeah, totally. Now, I know you didn't get a chance to read it, Tim, but we're not going to cover it too much. We're definitely going to get everybody's thoughts. But let me share my screen here. Here we go. So this was a shock to me that just came out. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale brought out a special Batman The Long Halloween.
For Halloween.
Now, is this going to be? I know this was one complete story, but are they going to do multiple? Or is it just going to be this one for?
To be determined. Depends on how well sales go, Leo.
Yeah,
it's true. So, are we doing straight to the review, or did you want to do news first? I don't care either way. I just
we can save this till
this is short. So, yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah,
do you want to do this now or later?
No, we'll do this now. It's already up. Why am I going to tell you take it down and then we're going to put it back up? That's redundant.
So before, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but you had a thought, Drew, before we went live about this.
I did. I have a lot of thoughts, man. Have you met me? Not all of them are good. So I need to stress this because I'm a huge fan of The Long Halloween. I have talked about it with some nerds. Some people agree with me. Some people disagree. I still argue that The Long Halloween is one of the best Batman stories that's been written. It is not the best, but it is definitely one of the best. And it's also, in my mind, one of the prettiest. I'm a big fan of Tim Sale's artwork and style and Long Halloween. And I will even say, I feel all that, The Dark Victory, and Catwoman Men in Rome are all essentially the same franchise. It's kind of like the Godfather trilogy, if you will, because they're all the same writer, they're all the same creator. It's essentially the same creative minds. Now, when I heard about this, naturally I was excited, but I'm going to be honest, and I don't know why we're flipping through it because we haven't even begun talking about it yet, but Leo likes to move really fast.
Well, I thought we were just doing a quick thing about it, but it's
right. So I have mixed feelings about this book because I enjoy it, but I do not know if it was necessary. So that is my 2 cents on it. I think it's something we could easily summarize and talk about right now. Hell, I'll let Rich do that one. Because I want to save all of my rage and my rage for the review. So, Rich, you wanna take this one, even though your boy is not featured in any way, shape, or form in this, which is surprising.
No worries. First, I'll address Jeremy. Jeremy, just so you know, none of us are going to cons on the team right now. We're all COVID safe. So there you go. Thanks. You can stop
saving
asking.
Money.
Thanks, buddy. Anyway. So the Batman The Long Halloween. So, we're going back to the same characters as before. We've got the Calendar Man. And we've got, of course, Mr. Two-Face. Mm-hmm. And then we have the reintroduction of Gilda, who, as we all know, who reading The Long Halloween and this universe that Drew has so beautifully discussed for us. Back into these same characters. And apparently the Calendar Man is very upset that Gilda and Two-Face have sort of taken over his thing because everyone always had their thing, all the bad guys. Riddler, of course, is riddles. Joker, of course, is over-the-top jokes, and so on and so forth. And the Calendar Man, of course, feels that he has been robbed of his things because of the Holiday Killer.
Right.
I'm kind of surprised that Drew does not like this. I thought that he would love the return of Gilda and this sort of twisted love that's going on, and I'm always a sucker for Solomon Grundy. So when you bring Solomon in, you know, born on a Monday, reborn on a Sunday. So
Indeed.
you know, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I loved getting back in touch with all these characters. I thought it was cute and kind of annoying at the same time, with having Robin and Barbara sort of this Halloween trick-or-treat date sort of meetup was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this whole storyline was definitely opening up future stories. Now, of course, you know, this is a business and DC is in the interest of making money. So if this sells well, then we will be seeing more of these stories.
Of course. Now, I want to clarify something, Rich. I didn't say I hated it. What I said was that I have mixed feelings about it. I have read worse Batman stories. Trust me. My issues is really more of some of what the story does. It's kind of like how if you do a sequel 20 years later, all of the characters are obviously going to look aged. You're going to have to address that. And it's about following up expectations. Now, did this disappoint us in the way that Phantom Menace did generations of fans? No. However, again, I will save more of that for the review because I want to know what Leo has to say, because I feel like sometimes I ignore the little guy and all I need is for him to say, and you're dead. So, hey there, buddy.
Well, so as I've mentioned before, his art is definitely hit and miss for me. I love, you know, some of the classic, you know, like the look at of Two-Face here with nose and everything, just to really like, you know, it definitely has that like, you know, classic 40s like feel of art. One thing that really it bugged me when I first saw it, but I definitely get it has like a double meaning, was this shot right here with the mirror, and it definitely has obviously the wrong reflection, but you know, with him holding Gilda, you know, really, you know, it's showing, you know, his true self in the mirror, even though it is the wrong reflection. No
one's perfect, Leo.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely I enjoyed it as well. The sacrifice that was you know, done to save Two-Face was you know, pulled a little bit at the heartstrings, you know, and I absolutely loved that Batman dropped off Robin to go trick-or-treating with Babs, you know.
A little cheesy.
I found it hilarious, and I keep on forgetting his name. Gordon's son in the little devil suit. Yeah, James in the little devil suit. I thought that was hilarious.
Which is a horrible foreshadowing when you know
exactly
that. So, but all right. So, how do we want to do this review? Because I could take this over right now, but I don't want to, because I need you two to taper the rage, because there's one thing specifically I'm very annoyed at. So it's.
Tell us, Drew. Tell us, what is it? What is it?
I hate you. I hate you all. All right. So I want to stress that I did like certain things that evolved in this story. I did like that the calendar man had followers, because to me it would make sense. You know, there's usually 30 days in a month. Why wouldn't this guy have 30 followers? You know, hell, there's 12 months. That's 12 people. That's a gang right there. It was nice seeing Gilda back. I did love the scene that we harped on for a while, where they're two hugging each other. The issue I had, and I also will say that the only thing that I enjoyed about Robin and Barbara trick-or-treating was Barbara asking if she could have Dick's candy.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty.
That was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. I just think the thing for me is why revisit Holiday? And my issue with that is that, to me, this story canonically happens in an earlier stage of Batman. Batman is still learning how to be Batman. He's still learning how to be the great detective, the scourge of the underworld, and whatnot. Because as we've seen, Long Halloween picks up shortly after Batman Year One. and you see all of those players, and you see more of the world elaborate there. And Holiday represents the, let's say, the naivete of Batman in my mind, because Batman was young. Let's realize that older Batman might have caught Holiday way before, but he was a younger Batman. He didn't really know. And also, he was going to reveal who he was to Harvey Dent because he believed him so much, you know? So considering that Harvey then became Two-Face, which is something later books picked up on, that could have been really bad, you know? So there was a lot of humanity there. And then the fact is, at the end, everybody believed Alberto Falcone was Holiday, when, as we know, it was Gilda and Harvey, both. Two killers, you know, of course, two, you know. For me to actually have it where Batman knew, I feel like it kind of ruins the story a little bit in my mind, because I feel like Batman, like, the story belongs where it is. It's kind of like when you pick up a movie and you continue the version. You're gonna have some people go, "Oh, okay, I like what you took with the story," and some people are like, "Oh, this sucks. Like, the original was better," so they're gonna completely disavow it. You know, am I still gonna buy this book? Yes, because I hate to say it, I'm a completionist, and I do like to keep my set complete. And I always love supporting Tim Sale's artwork, who, unlike Leo, I've always enjoyed for years. Leo doesn't hate it, but there are things that he doesn't like.
Yeah,
which is fine. You know, there are certain artists that I don't understand that while they're still doing work, but they are Rob Liefeld. You know, but I just felt like explaining the trick of Holiday. It's like when a magician shows how it's done. You appreciate it, but you lose a little bit of that wonder, that belief in that magic.
Now,
so
I wonder. I'm sorry, Drew. I
No,
apologize. Finish your thought process. No. Finish your thought process.
That was pretty much it. Like, revealing that Gilda was indeed part of Holiday, that Batman now knows. It's like, you know, they didn't really do much with the character. Like, I only ever saw Gilda Dent, I think, once. And that was during Tony Daniels' run of Batman. And that was near the end of it, which was like Batman 707 or something, where Gilda came back. And it was interesting. It was nice to see, you know, you pick that up. But, you know, DC does this. Sometimes the characters, if they're not really super popular and whatnot, they'll just kind of get discarded and kind of hang on that creative limbo that comic book characters or comic characters in general hang until someone else needs them. So was it nice to see her back in action along with this world? Sure. But do I feel we needed this story? No, it's not. To me, it wasn't like absolutely crucial. It was fun, but it felt a little fillery to me. So,
well, sometimes you just need a little fun, you know?
I guess. So that was my feeling.
Well, before we give our ratings, Tim, I believe I saw you have a hard out at 9.
Yeah, I have the thing I showed you that I started. I have to finish.
Okay.
Got to get back to work.
We will let you go, Tim, and I want to remind everybody, Tim will be at Rhode Island Comic Con this weekend. Definitely go visit him, and if you're uber conscious about about COVID and not going anywhere, you can buy his books online. There's links in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. 2 things, Tim, before you go. Where do you like people following you on social media? And are you reading any books nowadays?
I'll answer the second one first. What am I reading? I'm reading shoot. I can't remember what I'm reading, but I am reading.
That's what matters.
I just got something that I picked up, but
But then the Bat Cycle came.
That's right, and the Bat Cycle is the important one. No, I'm always nothing in particular, really. I was just kidding. I just have so many comics that I haven't gotten to read, but I've always been a Marvel fan, and I always will be. But for some reason, I'm starting to drift over to DC, and especially Batman, which is what intrigued me for tonight too. Is I'm starting to read Batman and stuff because, like I mentioned to Leo, I did watch the Long Halloween animated movie, Part 1, and then I just got Part 2 that I started, which so that those are pretty cool. I like the way those are coming together.
Definitely.
And I just watched Injustice that just came out.
Oh, that's a great book.
And so that movie was pretty good too. So I'm starting to not switching over Marvel fans, but I am, trying to keep the peace on both ends. So
he's dabbling. He's a dabbler.
I'm a dabbler.
You can enjoy any book you want, okay? Just go out and read.
That's right.
And we look forward to seeing ourselves as 3 Tiki Rocks.
So, something like that. I didn't say Tiki Rocks.
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now.
I think Leo added the Easter Island Tiki Rocks.
Not
all about you, Drew, all the time. All right.
You know what? Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I got a big head. I can't help it. Okay, it fits the part. Jeez.
It still fits in the screen, so we're all right.
Exactly.
So as far as
social media.
Thank you. It is for Instagram. It's Sour Grapes 2017.
God damn it! Not on my phone.
And for Twitter, it's Sour Grapes Comic. So a little different there, but you can follow me on both of those.
Will do.
So you guys could be number 3, number 4, number 5 on Twitter if you want to follow me.
All right.
Wow.
But,
what a top 10, guys.
Get in on the ground floor.
Seriously.
So sourgrapescomic.com is the website. You can go on there and see everything that's going on with the strip. And I post on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and the website every week. So people that are online and don't pick up a newspaper, you can see it there as well. So
nice.
But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming by, Tim. We appreciate you stopping by and letting us know what's going on with Sour Grapes.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking the questions. And great meeting you guys. Please, Rich and Drew, please follow me on something so I have some more friends. Good. And
we'll check it out.
So, all right, man. Take it easy.
Absolutely. Have a good evening.
Right? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye. Thanks, Leo.
Welcome.
Bye.
Now, Leo, before we rate this, I feel like I need to say something to Drew, who I love. He's my buddy, my partner, absolutely. But Drew, I feel like I think because of your love for the Long Halloween, I think you put too much pressure on this. I mean, this was a one-shot.
I know.
They didn't even have a classic Tim Sale with a million little items in the back that we could analyze where they came from.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're totally right, Rich. So I feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to cool down, and I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to try again.
See with fresh eyes, without that anticipation, and
yeah, I think a couple of glasses of wine, and I'll try again. Put some jazz in the background, and just be like, "The Long Halloween."
By the way, Jeremy, I bring it up more than once. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure it gets seen. So that is my fault. But I was going to say, if you want to come on in, you're always welcome, my friend. So just let me know. I message you on Facebook. I will send you a link if you want to join us.
So, but I think you're right. And I just think it's just because, again, continuing the story. And like I want to stress, there are things in it I did like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, for me, it's, if you're going to add on to a story, it's like finding extra puzzle pieces. It's okay, but we thought the picture was complete. So is this going to add more to the story, or is this going to deter? So in terms of continuing the story, I do think, like you said, the sacrifice was great. The ending, which was very much a twisted romance, is perfect in a way that fits Batman. And I have to admit, I've never really thought of Calendar Man as a threat, but the only time I've ever really acknowledged that he was in Long Halloween, and that's because they based that version of him on, Hannibal Lecter, which you can totally see,
Absolutely.
And I will say, one of my favorite moments was him at Gilda and Harvey's house. How holiday. I was like, I can't. The Calendar Man makes puns. We're doomed. Like I said, there are things in it that are still good. Like, it was not the worst Batman story I read. I read some that I could only do like 4 pages. I'm like, nope, can't do it. I just can't. So, Rich, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think I just kind of accepted that when I was like, when I realized that it was just a straight up one shot. They have a very tight window to tell a story about a very broad and awesome subject matter that you love, that I love, that Leo loves.
Yeah,
despite some of the art, Leo. But yeah, I think it was just a fun little one piece, a one-off for Halloween, and they were probably under a tight schedule, and I think they did the best they could under that situation. And I look forward to them continuing and exploring that sort of universe that's not exactly the Batman universe, but parallel, I suppose.
Yeah, and it doesn't. As we know with like Black Label and stuff, sometimes we get really good stories veering away from the main universe, especially with like the main universe right now is so fucked up.
Yeah, I could care less about the main universe. Let's just have interesting stories about the characters we love.
I don't really know if I would consider the main universe fucked up. I just think that they're doing a form of continuity that for once is actually kind of interesting, because it's not as strict. And I think that's always been comics' Achilles heel, is trying to create a strict, this is what happened in the chronology of things and whatnot.
Let me rephrase. Fucked up meaning, not fucked up bad. Like, everything's like thrown up. It's all new. It's all like, you got Alfred dead. You have Batman lost all his money. Catwoman is now a multi-billionaire.
No, I get it. In terms of like, it's all very much new. What I meant by that is that, with the Infinite Frontier, I do admire DC for doing this, where they've made it that all stories are relevant, but yet, it's all still going, which is interesting, because that's kind of basically giving a middle finger to retcons, because comics are consistently in a state of renewal.
Yeah.
Anytime, like, it's like how Marvel, I think someone explained the Marvel method is essentially creators playing with toys, and then when you're done, the person leaves the room, and then someone picks up your toys and then tells the story their way. So anything you're doing before is just nope.
Yep.
Which has been an Achilles heel of comics forever, because when you're trying to introduce someone to comics, they don't want to read decades of continuity. They want to start. They want to have that nice starting point. Like, okay, this is where, and if I want to, I can go back. And just because it's old doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah. Even not going that far back, like, I've been telling you, I've been trying to get caught up with Batman, and it's just, I tried to jump in midway, and I was like so confused, where I just said fuck it. I went all the way back to the beginning, and I'm finally almost caught up. I have, I think, like 12 issues left before I'm caught up now.
No.
Jeremy says, I appreciate more of the solo stories these days. The main universe, huge epic endings happen every other year.
Yeah, I feel if we could just take like 5 years and stick to mini little crossovers and whatnot, and then do like a big event.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because how do people live in either of these worlds? It feels like every day the world is ending.
Yep.
Like
I recently drew. I started because I dropped off reading regular comics and actually collecting probably 2016, 2017. And so I just decided to get familiar with the Avengers again. And I jumped in it 2017 and I went all the way to 2021. And there were a couple storylines that just were so stupid that I was just like, all right, I'm going to skip these 3, 4, 5 issues and go to the next one. Because for that same reason. Because this happened and then that happened and everything is horrible. And then this horrible epic thing happened, which leads into this. And it's like, well, I didn't really need that extra piece. So let's just throw that out.
Right.
But it's good being able to go back and not knowing that I went and wasted weeks after weeks of money collecting these and ending up hating the stories.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than realizing when you're actually buying comics that you are buying out of reflex rather than passion.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, what? It's like you wake up from like a fever dream and you're like, what? Where did all my money go? What is this crap? Kindling for the fire, you. And trust me, I understand because I've been collecting for years, and oh my God, I'm barely buying books now, and that's nothing to do with the industry. The industry is fantastic. My interest, I've been collecting since 2006, and I have books that are from like the 90s. I feel like I've read everything. I feel like I've read everything, and I'm not saying that there are no more original ideas. Independent companies are still pumping out fantastic stories. I love that there are more horror-inspired stories in comics today. I am so down with that.
There's a new series going on right now.
There you go.
The DC versus the vampires.
Yeah, But, and then it's funny because you got that in Marvel right now. They're kind of doing an Elseworld, Dark Ages. One day the electricity of the world disappears. I was like, and again, it shouldn't work. But you have Tom Taylor, the guy who gave us Deceased, which really shouldn't have worked, but yet brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, I wish you were here last week to talk with the Talking Dead guys, because that is surprisingly fun and it works. It's very sophomoric humor, but mixed with like the weedology. It's a good time.
I will say this. I read some of them. I thought it was fine. I wasn't like, oh my God, yes. But I was like, I see what they were doing. I was like, it was like if Shaun of the Dead met How High. But no, I just feel that there is nothing wrong with picking or choosing books. Comics are expensive now, especially when you buy older books. You realize how expensive comics are, and you can understand why some people call them collectors, because you are collecting something. And I mean, personally, I'd rather spend that money than I would on drugs and alcohol or gambling. But
and you're supporting a local business too.
Exactly. Those comic shops again. The comic shops themselves, they're not as many as there used to be. I mean, back in the day, there were tons. But after the market crash in the 90s, a lot of them dried up. Hell, a lot of them are still drying up. It's hard. It's really hard. But so that's my rant about the comic industry today, kids. On to our comic news.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, but let's just circle back really quick. Back to the
Really
comic
quick.
news in 20 seconds. 3.75 crowbars.
I'm giving 3.
3. I'll give it 4. 4 crowbars.
All right.
And on to comic news.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I mentioned a second ago, DC versus vampires. This has been floating around on the interwebs. This was in a Batman forum that I saw, or no, Superman forum that I saw.
Mhm.
And people were like, how the fuck does this happen? Supergirl as a vampire.
Oh.
Like they were
that.
saying, like, is there like a vampire running around with like kryptonite teeth? Like, you know, but anyway, this is the next issue coming out.
Okay.
So yeah, that was floating around for new books real quick this week.
It's a nice looking cover.
Oh yeah,
it's a gorgeous
yeah.
cover.
Well, so this is a alternate cover.
You
Do we
know,
know who the artist is on this, Leo?
It was a weird name. I'm sorry. I did not.
No worries. I'm sorry.
it is a really gorgeous. You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember those awesome horror inspired covers for Deceased? The variants for the first one. Did you ever? Oh my god, my friend collected some of those, and I have to be honest with you, I might go back and collect some of them because, God, that was just gorgeous, just to look at. You know, and I think that artist was Yasmin Putri. She does fantastic work. Beautiful stuff. But yeah, I honestly, variant artists don't get enough credit. But I think also because, unfortunately, the market gets flooded way too many with, like, if you're going to do a book, in my opinion, you should have like 2, maybe 3 variants. But if you have a book and there's like 10 or 9, I'm like, who's buying this?
The artist is Warren Luau.
Sounds familiar.
Louw.
Okay. Nice.
Trade dress and version variants.
Okay. So
yeah, just real quick, the new books this week coming out tomorrow. Death of Doctor Strange, Avengers #1. Strange Academy presents The Death of Doctor Strange #1. Star Wars, I'm so confused. Do they keep on rebooting it because it's like number 18 now? And you got the War of Bounty Hunters.
Leo, just keep going at it, man.
Yeah, I know.
The Star Wars never end, Leo. They never end.
Fear State is still going on. Batman 116 comes out tomorrow. Batman: The Adventures Continue Season 2.
I feel like Jeremy really wants to come on. He just keeps talking to us.
I heard Dark Knights of Steel is again, that's Tom Taylor doing doing another one. I hear that's supposed to be really good. So definitely check that out. Harley Quinn, the animated series comic, I hear is also interesting. It's nice to see Milestone is back. Always.
No, you don't have to go, Jeremy. You don't have to go. I'm sorry, Drew, for interrupting. We don't want you to go.
Fine.
We want you to come on, Jeremy. So just come on.
But so many books.
Yes. I read the Death of Doctor Strange, the first one. It's interesting in concept, but you had mentioned, we had talked beforehand or a couple of days ago. It is interesting how they're doing the death and omission of a lot of characters. And then it goes back to the whole thing. Do any superheroes really ever die?
No, they don't, because death you would lose the fan base. So I have a theory about this. So one, that we're seeing the death of Doctor Strange. Spider-Man is technically in like a weird coma, so that's why Ben Reilly is singing it. This is all Marvel trying to prepare for whatever could outcome being of this current copyright case that's going on with the estates of Ditko and Lee and whatnot over the characters with Marvel. So, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, do you remember when Fantastic Four was at Fox and X-Men was with them? Marvel was like, we are not creating any new mutants. We're going to do as little as possible with the Fantastic Four because we're not going to give them that satisfaction. you know, which is crazy because you're thinking like the Fantastic Four. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have Marvel.
Yes, their first property.
Right, exactly. And then the X-Men, like again, we're of an age where you can say all of these characters and not even comic book fans know who the fuck these people are. You know? But to answer your question, Rich, no, nobody ever dies except normal people. People who you don't give a shit about, civilians, they die by the truckload. Nobody cares. Heroes, they have fan bases. Robot, clone, alternate dimension. There's a multiverse, so we could pull any of them from there.
Did they finally? They brought Uncle Ben back, didn't they?
At this point, sure. I don't even know anymore, my dude.
Right.
At this point, I'm just like, when something doesn't happen, that's when I'm surprised. I'm like, what? We did nothing? Hallelujah.
I just refer to you. You're my encyclopedia, sir.
You're welcome.
So speaking of encyclopedia, I'm a little sad that Chris isn't here so that I can show him this because I know it's going to piss him off.
What is it?
You know what? I'm going to bring it up on Wednesday when we
There
talk.
we go.
You can deal with that. So let that read stew. Drop it. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. I need to put up a alert though. Hold on.
An alert.
An alert. What is this? Jurassic Park? The dinos are on the loose.
My water is shaking.
Hold on to your butts. Do you want us to put Jeopardy on while you do this, Leo?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay.
So these leaked just the other day from No Way Home.
Okay.
So this
is the
wait. Whoa. Back that up. Back that up for a second. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, that's the classic first movie outfit.
Yeah, that's the Raimi Spider-Man outfit.
Oh, it gets better.
Okay. Now the second one.
Yeah, confuses me.
Because that's.
Is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Green Goblin?
Yeah, updated Green Goblin suit. Again, this is leaks, so these could be true, could be not.
Right. Okay.
This was the big one, the 3 suits hanging together.
Oh no.
So Toby.
Is
this down the Reddit rabbit hole, Leo?
Yeah, the Reddit rabbit. Well, this is off of Twitter, but yeah, this is
McGuire, Garfield, Holland.
Yep.
The 3 Spider-Men.
Yep.
Okay.
I really want it not to have the 3 of them. I want to be totally like I want it to just be one of them and just
listen. Rich, I've been doing the same thing with avoiding any Ghostbuster Afterlife clips. I've been doing the same thing. I see them pop up on my YouTube, and I almost watched one. I was like, you know what? I actually want to be surprised. I don't want to watch anything. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy all of the film. I'm like, at this point, I'm just tired of leaks. I'm tired of things like whatever happened to just waiting to watch the goddamn movie. But no, the fans have to know now.
Right. Leo needs to know now. He needs to know now.
Well, we've got if we keep the hype up, we get funding for whatever the next season is.
Right. Well, can we hype up? I really surprisingly have not been excited about this Morbius movie. I am generally not a fan of Jared Leto's work.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just don't like him as a human being.
And that affects anything he touches, which now is Morbius, right?
Right. But in saying that, in watching the newest trailer, which I watched, 2 hours ago, now I'm interested because now you actually showed me some stuff. You showed me that he can do some stuff,
right?
And that he doesn't look too bad in the makeup.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So we actually got 3 trailers. We had the teaser, And then we have the one that got released today, and then there was the international one that got leaked yesterday as well.
Did that have anything else that we didn't already see?
I think the one today had more.
Okay.
But it was just just pretty much more of the same. I like the one that was released today better. It was a better trailer.
I think this thing for me is I'm a little worried. It's again some of the changes being made to Morbius because it feels like they're making him more of an actual vampire than the pseudo vampire, which was essentially the point. He wasn't a vampire per se. He was one of science. He was a mutant in some effect. He was a vampire, but he wasn't, like that. So I'm a little confused at that. And also it seems like he can do a lot of what other super strong, super strength, super speed. He has echolocation. I don't know if he can turn into a swarm of bats or control bats or.
I watched the trailer a couple times.
He can either fly or at least glide on currents.
Well, no, that Morbius could do. And I remember that because his suit had the wings and that allowed him to do that. I will say that the appearance-wise, I definitely like because I was like, yes, that looked exactly like Michael Morbius. The one moment I did chuckle at is when he did the I Am Venom.
Right.
That to me, I was like, okay, you know what? That I'll allow that. That's funny. But
now is that a Fox property as well?
That's Sony. That's a Sony property.
Okay, Sony property,
right?
Which Venom is as well.
Right. And now I hate to say it, even though I haven't seen the movie, I do know about the ending. So I do know that technically. Now, so that's interesting.
Didn't do that.
Yep, I know. I'm a little annoyed, but it's whatever.
Someone's ruined it for you.
It's just it is what it is. Oh, if someone ruins Afterlife for me, I'm taking a couple of fingers. Like so, if someone ruins that for me, I will kill someone and then trap them.
Now, through any of your Ghostbusters groups, do you have access to see the movie early?
No, but I'm fine with that. It's funny. I actually was walking around. I suited up for the first time in like a year, maybe 2, and still fits. A little snug, still fits. And I walked around where I live for about an hour or 2, just walking around, full get up, everything on
for Halloween.
On Halloween, and a lot of people liked it. A lot of those random car passerby stare downs. A lot of "you look awesome," yeah, and I'm just like, cool, man.
Did you light up your proton pack, Drew?
I had everything on and blinking and beeping, and I had the song playing in the background on my phone in my pocket. It was a lot of fun, and I saw a couple of kids. I waved. It was nice. It was a chill Halloween, and I just wanted to do something that probably be the talk of the water cooler on Monday. Saw a Ghostbuster walk around Terrytown. Like, what? Like, oh, that's crazy, Gary. Yeah, but I think I got diabetes from all the candy. I know, right? Yes, this big old sucker, which, you have some people scoffing about the price. If some of you knew how much it costs to build a proton pack, y'all would understand $3.99 is a steal for what you're getting.
Yeah, and this looks legit. I mean,
this is the one you have, Drew?
No, I built my own, but this one is modeled after the pack that, according to the book, this is the pack that Egon, his pack that I believe his granddaughter in the movie, we all could tell because the kid basically looks Egon-ish, is rocking in her scene. And if you order it ahead of time, you get some
slime,
which, fine.
Well, so so the There could be some other things with it as well, depending on how many orders they get, right?
Yes. So the more people who back it, the more rewards that'll unlock. And me myself, I'm so tempted. I'm like, that's almost $400.
Did yours cost more than $400 to build?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to make everything, it costs at least over $1,000.
Whoa.
You know, but again, Rich, you know, it's
probably exact, right?
It's for being my first build ever. It's about as exact as it was going to get. It took me about a year and something to do, and a lot of sweat and tears and crying to friends, saying I was going to trash it and burn it and hate myself in a rage of pizza and beer.
Now, is that a lot of plug and play, or do you actually have to solder stuff together?
I had some help from people. The community for Ghostbuster fans is really great. So I definitely asked for some help, some recommendations, a lot of YouTube videos.
Right. But is there like soldering and wiring involved?
Yeah, there was a little. You know, there's some parts I did get that were already built.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like when you get half of a Lego set already made, and you're like, all right, I'll finish it. So some of that was already done. Some of it I did myself. I've repaired it so much that when someone asks, "Is that your pack?" I'm like, "Yep, that's my baby."
Nice.
Yeah, Angie is still convinced it's going to kill her. She's like, "You named it? Didn't you ever see Christine?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, we're gonna make sure that's
what's her or his name?"
It's Alice.
Alice.
I named it after the librarian from the first movie.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, you know, the one that gets scared by the ghost and getting integrated. My uncle thought he was Saint Jerome. I'd call that a big yes. But I'm very excited about that. And speaking of movies, I have found a nerdy celebrity costume for the win. I saw it today, and gentlemen, I cannot tell you, especially this is something all three of us would enjoy because we've seen this show. Leo, please cue the clip. That is, for everyone watching, that is Steve Irwin's son dressed as Loki from Loki with a legit alligator Loki.
That is awesome.
I'm sorry, that wins.
That definitely wins the internet this year.
That wins the internet this year. I mean, he's got the patch, he's got the coat, and that's a legit alligator. This is like, oh, cool, little cute plushie. No offense to anyone who owns or has pre-owned an alligator plushie with Loki horns, but that's a legit alligator. And, you know, call me crazy, but I look like that guy smiling.
Yeah, look, he's having a good time. He's just a big old nerd, and he's like, look what I get to do.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and you know, I saw that and I was like, oh, we gotta talk about it. That is just fantastic. I mean, and on top of it, you know, you got to give credit to Steve Irwin's kids. I mean, they've been holding his legacy down so well for years. And you know, again, I have no right to say this, but honestly, I feel he would have been really proud of everything they've done since his passing. I think they've really done such a great job to keep his legacy, his spirit, and everything alive, and to do their own thing with it. But I see that, and I'm like, look at good parenting right there. You know, instead of whatever trash bag some other kid's wearing. So,
yeah, that's definitely a killer, knocking it out of the park.
Right? I was like, yeah, that wins for this week. And there were a lot of superb costumes I saw. Did you guys dress up as anything, or did you just homebodies?
Homebody did.
Me and Angie. Do you guys watch What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes.
No.
Awesome show. Oh, Leo, you have to start watching that show.
I know.
Oh my God, Leo, it is so bingeable, but it's so beautifully funny.
Oh, and Leo, there's also a movie too, that preceded the whole series.
Yeah, and it's great. And it's Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi, and I mean, he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And he's hot now. He's like one of the hottest fucking commodities in Hollywood right now.
So, Rich, we were Nadja and Laszlo. And
what?
I will send you a photo. We nailed it. It is so fun.
Drew, did you have some sort of dick out, even if it was a fake dick?
No, but I did have a toothpick in my pocket just in case I needed to switch and be Jackie Daytona.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Leo, you need to watch the show. But we had people come over, and because we had a little get together, and people dressed up, and it was like, wow, and it was hilarious. We even had one of our friends showed up as Beetlejuice and Lydia from the cartoon. But one of my friends was Morticia. One of my friends from the Squid Games. One of my friends actually showed up, and he was a biker guy, but he had paid to have fake sleeves on him, and I was like, the whole time I was like, that's a good look. Like he's like, how much is it going to cost? I said, it's going to be more than $15. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, you got 2 sleeves. That's $3,000 each arm, buddy.
What?
I don't know. I it's what he said. He was like, oh damn. And I'm like, yep, better start saving up now. But we did that, and it was great. And Halloween, gotta love it. Although it's funny because I guess some people just assume after Halloween it's like, oh, I love these memes of Mariah Carey waking up like Rita Repulsa on November 1st. And I'm just like, oh my God, guys, why do you always forget the turkey? Like,
we started seeing Christmas commercials the day before Halloween.
I know. I went into a store to get something for Halloween. They already had Christmas stuff. I was like, oh my God, guys, this is too soon. Like,
I got saved this morning. I was in the parking lot of a spirit shop.
Mm-hmm.
And as we all know, 50% off.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a call for a job, and it saved me from spending who knows what.
But I see it, and I'm just like, yeah, we're just going to skip autumnal and just go straight to Winter Wonderland. And I'm just like, what month is it?
Yeah.
Well, it keeps on getting earlier and earlier every year. And this year, sales, they got to push what they can because of the, because there's going to be limited stock this year.
Leo, I like how it sounds like you're justifying it, but I know you're explaining it to me, but still, damn you. Yes.
Well, I mean, I used to work retail, and it was just funny every year, taking bets on, working in a mall. Yes, I was a mall rat, but like how soon the deer would go up with the
Leo. I worked
in the center of the mall or whatever.
Leo, I worked for a Panera Bread back in the day. Okay, I did the morning shift. This is the face you would see making the coffee. Okay, I get it. I've done the Black Friday.
But so another one of my stupid stories.
Snakes.
No snakes. I was working retail, and I was trying to make extra money, so I got a part-time job working at the GNC next door. And I figured, hey, it's right next door. So I was working at Software Etc. and GNC. And I was opening up Software Etc. and I got a call saying, oh, we can't make it. Can you open up GNC for us? So I had to run back and forth between the 2 stores. Luckily, the mall was dead because I was like the only person like there, and it was fucked up. Yeah, I'm lucky nobody stole anything.
Leo, what sitcom are you from? Like, I'm hearing like Benny Hill music as I imagine you like, oh, there's a customer. Oh, hi there. Welcome to GNC. How can we help you? So oh, thanks for coming in. Great. And then
back to the other place.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. How can I help you? Mm-hmm. Oh, no. There's someone at the other store looks exactly like me.
Yeah.
It causes a lot of issues during my birthday. Nope. Different Leo Pond. It's actually Leo Pond.
I mean, it was slow. There was only a couple customers per store, so it was just it was.
So, there are 2 things. One, I want to round out something I saw that was really awesome. I'm a little excited about, but I'm very lukewarm about. There is a new Marvel event coming called Timeless.
Oh.
Which I don't really know much about. I do know it's going to involve Kang the Conqueror, which is, of course, usually Marvel tying into the fact that he, I guess, is going to be the next MCU baddie. There was an image seen, because, Kang, time traveler and whatnot, where you saw Thanos, the big bad Thanos, wielding Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, but it has the Infinity Stones embedded in it, which I got to be honest with you, like, although I feel like Marvel has very often defaulted to Thanos being essentially the dark side of Marvel, that was pretty cool because I've never seen that. But can you imagine Mjolnir, Infinity Stones, Thanos? I was like, that's a big threat.
So it's a special one shot from writer Jed McKay, artist Kev Walker, Greg Land, Mark Bagley.
Mm-hmm.
Their first glimpse into what's to come next year, including new developments for the X-Men, Daredevil, Venom, and Avengers.
Yep.
Interesting.
Right? So I thought that was super dope. So just want to let you all know, keep an eye out for that because that'll be super cool, and props if anyone does that. And then, gentlemen, let us end talking about the other great trailer recently, Boba Fett.
Star Wars.
Leo, I'll let you take this one because it is the way.
Oh, it's I have to say, I love Boba Fett, but I'm not sold on it yet. I know it's going to be awesome, but it's just the trailer. He's back on Tatooine,
right?
Obviously Jabba's dead.
He's running Jabba's shop.
Yeah, he's got all the captains of Jabba at his table, letting him know what's what.
Yeah,
and he's not going to rule with an iron hand; that he's going to rule with a respect hand
and a gun.
So, what did you guys get out of it?
There's definitely enough there to keep me interested. Mandalorian is truly, I think, one of my favorite Star Wars properties.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that's what saved Star Wars for me. So thank you, Jon Favreau, again, and Dave Filoni. Got to give both of them credit for that. I'm going to give it an honest try. I loved how they brought Boba back in Mandalorian. I'm excited that he didn't die because I think would have been so easy. I love that. I think it's Ming Na Wen. Her character is still alive. I still love that. I'm like, wow, look, Mulan ends up being a bounty hunter working with Boba Fett. That's pretty dope. I'm all for expanding more of the Star Wars universe this way. Smaller, comprehensive stories. Let's make the villains heroes for a bit, and I feel that Ashoka, and I think there's Rangers, right, Leo? What's the other shows? Rangers of the something.
Well, you have Obi-Wan,
right?
They're continuing Clone Wars.
Okay. But you know what I'm thinking of, right? There was another show.
Yeah, I'm getting the list right. Oh, okay. So, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Andor, Obi-Wan, The Acolyte, Ahsoka.
Okay.
Rangers of the New Republic.
There you go. That's it. Right.
And
so
supposedly a Lando series as well.
But here's the thing. What I, again, get worried about is we had something good, and then it's kind of like what we're going to do is the Marvel thing. This one good thing, 10 spinoffs. And I'm like, okay, did you guys ever build a pyramid? One block at a time. Unless you're aliens and you want to just drop the whole thing on the earth. I'm like, okay, there you go. Don't ask me how I did it. Legos.
Well, I mean, the good thing about it is it's going to be different timelines, so you're going to be tying into, different movies. and we can definitely get different stories out of it. And yeah, I think if they switch it up enough, we're not going to get burnt out like we got with Star Trek. Star Trek every now and then gets like totally burnt out because they launch too many series, but they do it like all at once. We're on the cusp of that right now because there are multiple Star Trek series going on right now, but so far they're all incredible. Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, coming into this and being excited about this, I'm super excited about this because I had not that I dislike the last few. I know some people like some of them, not like them, but like the last 2 or 3 Star Wars movies, they were enjoyable. But I mean, I know they're made for kids. The whole Star Wars movies are made for kids, and we are far from kids anymore. But we have this childhood love of these first 3 movies,
right?
And with The Mandalorian and what Dave Filoni has done with the first 2 seasons and multiple directors and just the writing and the story, I'm excited to see whatever he's putting out right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And whatever universe he constructs, if it is 60%, if it's 50% as good as The Mandalorian, I think I'm going to love it. So for that reason alone, and continuing those 2 characters, Ming-Na Wen and Boba Fett from The Mandalorian into their own spin-off series and continuing the storyline on Tatooine, I'm all for it. I cannot wait for it to come out.
All right, listen, I'm all for it as well. I mean, I'm a child who enjoys Star Trek and Star Wars. I could never choose. I grew up in a house of both. Listen, my critique is very simple. Take your time, tell good stories, take smart risks. That's the best way I can put it.
Take your time, do it right.
Right.
You can do it, baby.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich. That was horrifying. But in the end, listen, guys, it's Star Wars. There's good and there's bad. No matter how bad it is, it can't be Ewoks. That's all I'm gonna say. So
what do you feel about Hayden Christensen coming back for 2 series?
Fine. If he can redeem himself, it's fine. Again, the person I don't blame for those movies is him. I blame George Lucas. Okay? Let's just be honest here. Like some of that, sometimes it is the actor, but sometimes it's what they're given. And in that case, that was all George Lucas. Okay? And he can be as bitter and have as many feelings as he's entitled to about it. And I'm like, George, we gave you the keys. You crashed the car 3 times. Okay?
More than that.
Okay, you know what, Leo, I was being nice, okay? Because I don't know if he's listening.
Okay? I have one word to say to that. McClunky.
You monster. So before we go, I do want to ask, have you guys been reading anything that you definitely want to recommend? Because I actually have something. So
I've just been getting caught up with Batman. It's just been binging, volume 3. And I'm up to, I think, issue 104 right now.
Nice. And
if you're not reading Joker, you should definitely be reading Joker.
Oh, that comes out this week. They turned it into a graphic novel, so all the issues in one. So if you missed it, you can pick up the graphic novel.
Is that Rich? That's the James Tynion one, right? The one that followed after Joker War, right? That was good.
Correct. Yes, I'm enjoying it. I wasn't sure I was gonna at first, but I am. I think it's like 6 or 7 issues in, something like that.
Yeah, I heard it definitely really James is honing in on that horror aspect. I think he talked about it being like kind of having Joker and Gordon having like a
it's a really interesting relationship and dynamic between the 2 of them. Absolutely true.
Nice.
It's worth a read.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out. And I've actually been rereading something old, something similar to you guys do. During the pandemic, I resolved myself to start reading more comics. Not just reading more comics. I mean, I generally read every day. comics I've been meaning to do. So because of COVID, and when you're unemployed, you have a lot of time. I got to read The Boys. I got to read all of Invincible before the show. I've been catching up on a lot of really great series. I've actually almost finished with Brian Azzarello's run of Wonder Woman. And I got honest with you, I've never really read a full run of Wonder Woman, and that was really good. For a Wonder Woman story with a really unique take on Greek mythology and whatnot, I do recommend, if you really want to give it a shot, it's worth it. Brian Azzarello, Cliff Chang, all the other artists they worked with, they did a good job within the context of the New 52, which, as we all know, was very much a mixed bag. Yeah. There were some real gems, and then there was some real turds. So, but it's actually been nice. What am I going to read next? I don't know. Something will hit me.
Yeah.
And
I just want to say real quick congratulations to the Queen of Bats, Athena Finger, who is, of course, the granddaughter of the great Bill Finger, who, of course, helped Batman come to fruition. And she is now engaged to a cosplayer I know down in Florida.
Wow.
Named Rick Stafford, and he does Aquaman. He's been doing Aquaman and Iron Aquaman, Armored Aquaman for years now.
Good for him. I mean, you can kind of tell. Look at underneath that coat. You know, that's definitely some Aquaman pattern.
Yeah. So they just got engaged within the last week. So congratulations to them. And I'm hoping I should probably reach out to Rick, see if we can either have one or both of them on together.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely one to be like, hey guys, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm interviewing Bill Finger's daughter on my podcast. Your night sucks.
Yeah.
How do you like that bat signal?
How about those apples?
Boom.
So congratulations to them. And, of course, warm tidings from the splash pages.
Hey, all the nerds. Yeah. All right. So Leo, just so we could let them know. So maybe if they want to read and send snide comments our next time, what are we reading next week?
Actually, aren't I in charge of that now, Leo?
Yes, you are.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. So Drew, actually I want to explain to you because you have been so patient, and I want you to pick a Starman series for us to do next week. He's gonna cry.
Oh my God. Hold on. I feel like he wants to chime in, but he is a figure, so he cannot. I'm sorry. So we're going to be discussing a Starman story arc.
Yes, I would like you to pick a Starman story arc. Since I'm in charge, my first job, of course, is to delegate.
And thank you, Rich, for reminding me about that.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. I'll just let you know when I'm in charge, Leo. Don't you worry.
Oh, you're always in charge, my friend.
We are all equal here, Leo. Even you, the monkey behind the board.
I like how you said that. I saw your cat walk nonchalantly.
Yeah. That's the ba.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I will give it an honest day, and I will let you know.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to it.
Indeed. All right. So I guess.
Yes, Jeremy, please, you could read with us, and please, why don't you come on with us next week and read and chat with us? So you don't have to just see your commentary on the side. You could be our guest host, our ghost, if you will.
Hey. So I will say this, everyone. We had a lot going on with our guests. Normally, our episodes aren't this long. But we did have a guest, so we let him talk a little. As you could tell, he was very succinct. But thank you for sticking with us. And by sticking with us and you, I mean Jeremy. Thank you. You get most comments in one session. We'll send you the award in the mail. Not really. So Leo, are we doing this thing where we say where people can find us?
Yeah, totally. So Drew, where do you like people interacting with you on these socials?
Facebook, Instagram, places, things, objects. No, but all seriousness, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Ghostbusterman1984. I'm still writing for Screen Rant. Look me up, whatever. I still do a lot of stuff with the Dorkening. I'm working with Chris from this Spectacular Spider-Man podcast on things. I'm just generally busy. But if you send a message, I'll probably get back to you and apologize profusely, and we'll have a conversation, and then you'll get rid of me eventually too. So look forward to the process.
Awesome. Perfect, Joker.
Well, you can find me on Facebook as Rich Davis, previously known as Connecticut Joker. You could always Google that. Instagram, Velvet Joker 2021. And other than that, you don't really want to get a hold of me. For what? Here I be. Here I talk to you every Tuesday. Happy to chat with you. Something interesting? Absolutely. Hit me up. But other than that, leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I want to thank everybody for watching. And Jeremy says, not sure my phone will allow such a thing, but we can test it out. We can definitely test it out. Just reach out to me, Jeremy. And he says, I was playing video games. You kept me entertained, plus now aware of a few things. Awesome. For me, just go Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which, but more importantly, follow these awesome people. Drew and Rich are awesome people. They, just go follow them. I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got about 40 shows on the network. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff, and we have some cool things coming in next year. And with that, we'll catch you guys later.
This is the way.